Hey there, my name's Drew Brashler, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I set up my Talkback mic on every single console, but specifically how to get it set up on the X32. Now, if you're brand new to my channel, I'm all about helping you feel more confident in your production gear no matter where you're starting from. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, the Talkback mic is important if you want to communicate stuff to the band, or if you want to make an announcement into the main room. The Talkback mic is one of the best ways of being able to do this, and I set up my Talkback mic the same way every single time. Now, the Behringer X32 has two talkback buttons. We have a Talk A and a Talk B. And the way that we can get to this, to actually program this, is by pressing View in the Talkback section, which is to the right of the screen. Now, in here, we have two tabs. We have our Talkback A, and we can page over to our Talkback B. Now, to turn on our Talkback, to enable it, we want to press Talkback on. Now, that doesn't actually turn on our Talkback. If I was to talk into this, no one would actually hear me. But we want to make sure that Talkback is enabled with both of them. And once you enable it on one, it does enable it on both. Now, then the other thing is, with the X32, we do have a built-in microphone into the console. I don't find that that's super helpful because if I am in a loud room, it's going to be very difficult to have the person hear me on this mic unless I'm getting really close into it, and I don't really like to do that. So I always grab an SM57, SM58, switched SM58 is a great one, Sennheiser, really any microphone that's dynamic. It also can be a condenser microphone because this does have phantom power on it, but really any microphone will work. And so just grab an XLR and plug it into the external mic slot port right here. Once we've done that, there's a couple things that we need to set up to actually get this Talkback mic working. So first off, you need to define what mix buses are for your monitors. So that means if you have any floor wedges or in-ear monitors or anything like that, we need to define our Talkback destination for our Talkback mic to actually get to our band. So I'm going to go to Talkback A, and I'm just going to route my Talkback A destination to only the band. And I'll explain why here in a little bit. So say I have a couple in-ear monitors on 1 through 8, then I'm going to go ahead and use this last rotary knob to select 1 through 8. Now, for any of you that are using a P16 system, then you will want to designate one bus that ends up going to the P16s. And I always use a pastor or a speaking bus or even the click track we could have on a bus and send that to the musicians because everyone's going to be listening to a click track, and that's one easy way of injecting your Talkback mic into the P16s. But you do have to send one of your mix buses to the P16s if you want to be able to have your P16s listening to your Talkback mic. So I have routed my Talkback destination for Talkback A to all of my band. So 1 through 8 on my mix buses. Now for Talkback B, I select not only the band, but I also select my main PA. So I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm also going to select my main left, right. Now, why? Well, one, during rehearsal, not everyone always has their in-ears in. So having my Talkback B button is a way that I can make an announcement through the PA for my band to be like, oh, time to get to practicing. And then they'll be able to hear me through the room, and then they'll be able to put in their in-ears in. Now, the other reason of having this go through the PA is, say, a natural disaster or an emergency situation, say an active shooter, something like that. What we want to be able to do is make an announcement in a professional way that everyone would be able to hear. So say there's a natural disaster like a tornado coming, then we would want to be able to make an announcement over the PA and to our band at the same time. And so this is why I always have a Talkback mic routed to the main PA in case I need to make an announcement for everyone to be able to hear. So that's my reasoning between Talkback A going to just the band and Talkback B going to the band plus the main PA. Now, there's a couple other things that I have to set up here. So on my Talkback A, I want to make sure that I select external mic and that will select it for both. And then the other thing that we have here is an auto dim. Now the auto dim actually dims our monitors at front of house. So say you're using the control room out or a monitor out or the headphones. If we press a talkback mic, it is going to dim the speakers that we have here as our near fields. This isn't going to dim the mix bus. This isn't going to dim the output to the PA. It's just going to dim our monitors that are here at front of house. The next thing that we have is latching. Now this enables us to either have a momentary where we press to talk and then when we release it's not talking, or if we have it as latching, we can press and it will always be on and we can press it again to turn it off. Now I like to have momentary, so non-latching. So I like to set non-latching on both my talkback A and my talkback B. Now one thing to note is this is A or B specific. Same with the auto dim. We can see that I can have auto dim and latching turned off on my A, and it is on my B. So these are independent. Now the next thing that we have is our talkback level. Now I like to leave this at 0. And then the other thing that we have is this talkback level knob over here. If we have this turned down, and we go to start talking back into our monitors, we can see that I have nothing going into my mix buses. Now, when I start to raise this, we will see that I will start going into my mix buses. And if I turn this all the way up, we can see that I am very loud in those mix buses. So what I like to do is leave my talkback level on the actual screen for my talkback A and B to be at 0, and then I will vary this amount to be the amount that I need for my musicians to actually hear me. And if I need to be really loud, I'll just crank this and be able to talk back to everyone, including the room. So that is how I set up my talkback mic up on every single console. If there are 2 talkback options, I'm going to send one option just to the band, the other option to the band plus the PA. I'm always going to be using an external mic, and I'm going to make sure that it is nice and loud. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you today. If you do happen to have any questions, or if there's a video that you're hoping that I would make on the X32 or really any of the other production equipment that's out there, please post that comment in the comment section down below, as I'm always reading through those comments to find videos that are going to be helpful for you. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my website at drewbrashler.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.